Oh, it's already begun, baby. That's right. Spider-Man Brand New Day set photos are officially here. Now, some of you will be saying, well, Lewis, the film doesn't start shooting till August 1st. And, well, it is before August 1st at this moment of this recording. It is actually the 29th of July. So we've got like 3 days, right? But we've already got set photos. Someone, a fan, has actually gone into Glasgow and has took photos of the set of where Spider-Man Brand New Day is going to be filming. So, of course, no actors, nothing like that. However, we have got some details on the film based on these set photos. So I initially found this out from MCU Direct on Instagram, so shout out to them guys, because without their post on this I would have no idea. But essentially they scoured Twitter and they found a post from someone who lives in Scotland, Glasgow, which if you guys don't know is where they are shooting Spider-Man Brand New Day first. This has been confirmed by Tom Holland, various different sources. It is confirmed they are shooting there. The reason they are shooting in Glasgow is because they believe that it looks a lot like New York in places, so obviously they are going to be shooting there. I also imagine it's a lot cheaper to shoot in Glasgow than it is in New York City, so that probably is a big reason why they're shooting there. But either way, someone has gone into Glasgow. They've gone down a street called Brothwell Street. Now, Brothwell Street is a very expensive street in Glasgow, but that is where they are shooting Spider-Man Brand New Day. Now, like I said, no actors, no crew are on set at the moment. However, the set has been built for them to shoot next week, and someone has gone in and has taken some photos. Now, the person that shared them on Twitter goes by the name of Luke C1605, so full credit to this guy for these photos that I'm going to show you in this video. I'll leave a link to his Twitter handle in the description down below, so go give him a follow because this guy's an absolute trooper for taking these photos. In the photos you can see it's a bunch of construction stuff, so quite clearly what's going to be going on here is Peter or Spider-Man, whoever, is going to be in a place in New York where a lot of construction is happening. Now, at first this may just look like a bunch of random photos, nothing of any interest. However, what I think is most interesting is this red square at the bottom of the first photo, which says work on this project is scheduled to be completed December 2027. Now, why is that interesting? Well, let me tell you. The reason why this is so interesting is because this means that Spider-Man Brand New Day must be taking place before the events of Avengers Doomsday. Now, how does this confirm this information? Well, let's work it back to Thunderbolts. If we remember, Thunderbolts specifically had a post-credit scene which said it was 14 months on from the events of the film. Now, we know the events of the post-credit scene is meant to directly tie into Avengers Doomsday, which of course is 14 months after Thunderbolts. Now, Thunderbolts in the MCU timeline takes place in 2027, and if the post-credit scene is 14 months after, and that is meant to be when Avengers Doomsday takes place, that must mean that if this construction of this building in Spider-Man Brand New Day is scheduled to be finished December 2027, that means it currently isn't December 2027, which then also means that Spider-Man Brand New Day will take place before Avengers Doomsday. Now, I think we already kind of knew this, but with the rescheduling of Avengers Doomsday and Spider-Man Brand New Day sort of being shuffled along in Sony and Marvel's release schedule, no one really knew when the films would take place. Now, if you guys remember back when Doomsday was actually meant to release a few months before Brand New Day, you guys would remember that there was that rumor floating about that Spider-Man Brand New Day was actually meant to follow Peter during the events of Doomsday, and then the end of Brand New Day would then coincide with the end of Doomsday, which would then throw Peter Parker in for Avengers Secret Wars. That was initially the rumor, and that would also of course mean that Brand New Day would have been a multiverse film, which we now know isn't the case according to Kevin Feige himself. So it seems like there's been some reworking. Brand New Day is now officially going to take place before the events of Avengers Doomsday, which I think more or less solidifies the idea that this film is going to be its complete separate thing. It's going to just follow Peter Parker on his own journey away from the multiverse and away from the Avengers stuff. Now, there will be a few people out there that are incredibly skeptical, saying you could have just pulled this from anywhere. How do we know these photos are officially from Glasgow? Now, if you guys do actually look up AJ Huntley in the blue square on the top left of this construction sign that we've got from these set photos, you will find out that AJ Huntley is actually a construction corporation specifically in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Yes, these guys don't actually exist in real life. This is a Marvel Cinematic Universe construction company, which I think just solidifies these leaks as being real. Also, if you guys wanted more confirmation, the leaker also posted a sign which closes off a bike route from August 1st to August 9th because a feature film will be shooting down Brothwell Street, which is the street where the photos were taken, like I mentioned at the start of the video. Now, August 1st to August 9th is exactly when Spider-Man Brand New Day is filming, so I think all this just lines up. If any of you guys had any doubts, I don't see how you could anymore. I mean, there's just so much evidence. And I don't think this guy would lie. Like, I think this is pretty legit. Yes, that is some really cool information about Spider-Man Brand New Day. We've already got set photos and we've already got information rolling out about this film. And no doubt, more leaks, more information will be coming as the movie starts shooting. In terms of the other photos, there isn't really anything much of interest. It's just a bunch of property stuff and just a bunch of other mentions of Manhattan, New York, and New York City. So once again, this is really interesting, and we can finally confirm that this film will take place before Avengers Doomsday. That is pretty much locked in now. I don't see how this could be any different. But either way, to make sure you don't miss any more Spider-Man Brand New Day set photos or information or leaks, make sure you subscribe to the channel, leave a like on the video, and make sure to go follow Luke in the description down below because he's an absolute don for getting these set photos. Like, man is on it. Hopefully he'll be about when the film starts shooting, and hopefully maybe he'll get a few shots maybe of Tom Holland. Who knows? We'll have to see. But thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care and peace.